Hello and welcome to the Joe McNeil Podcast. Whew. Feel like we've already recorded this about 8 times. So today's episode, number 12.
Oh, already?
We've got 3 people, 2 mics. They said it couldn't be done. And we'll find out if they can. So hello to Jehu.
Hello.
And Abbey.
Hi.
So today's episode is conspiracy theories. And I just thought this is something we talk about all the time, and we should have the kids on, and we should do it with 3 people. And we had a third microphone. It was echoing.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was awful. And so we don't know how this will go. Hopefully this airs and sees the light of day, but I am not quite sure.
Yeah.
So first off, Jay, what have you been up to the last week? And we've since recorded, I don't know. Your episode, I think, just came out today. Cell phones. Cell phones came out today.
Yeah. Oh, and we already did after the tournament and everything. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So just working.
Yep.
Okay. And we're leaving
Driver broke, but
we're leaving for Augusta tomorrow.
Yep.
Abigail, you've been up to eating. No.
That's crazy.
We did have somebody that was like, she is pregnant? I'm like, yeah, she's pregnant. So yes, Abby is pregnant and she's due around the 1st of June.
Yep.
With the little Jasmine.
Yes.
I just feel like she's going to have wild hair, like
probably
just a little bit crazy.
I hope.
Grandpa!
And then you'll be okay being called Grandpa.
Oh, I mean, no. What have you been up to?
Nothing much, just working and went to a wedding.
Your sound goes away because it is a directional mic, so you're just going to have to speak into it. Because, like, think about this. A lot of people do watch it on YouTube. And by a lot, I mean about 40. But it's a podcast, so let's just make sure. We're going to try to make sure the audio is good so you can listen to this on a long car ride and you can get infuriated about the conspiracy theories. So here's how we're going to do this.
Oh, I did put up wallpaper. And we didn't.
I didn't even know that was still a thing anymore. Wallpaper is...
It's peel and stick. It's like
but that's like something from the 80s.
But it's like the menu thing we put up out there.
Oh, okay.
But we did it without any disasters. So...
Oh, that's cool. That's good. Okay, so last episode we asked for feedback. We asked people, please write, give us comments, let us know how much you hate us, love us, all that stuff. And you didn't.
Wow.
So I went to AI. I just said, hey, in theory, if we had 1,000 listeners, give me some sample feedback. And so I'm going to read that feedback now. And these are 100% real comments from people that don't exist. Tyler M. from Dallas, Texas. I've been listening every week on my commute, about 35 minutes each way. Your podcast has basically taken over that time slot. The conversations feel real, not forced. That's rare now. You can tell this isn't scripted. No kidding. And honestly, that's what keeps me coming back. It feels more like I'm sitting in on a conversation than listening to a show. Thank you very much, Tyler.
Love you, Tyler.
Yeah. And then we're not just in Texas. This is crazy. Rachel S. from Nashville, Tennessee.
Wow, all the way from Tennessee.
Hey, Joe. I don't even play golf, but I still listen every week. I found the show through a clip on Instagram and ended up going back and starting from episode 1. The leadership, parenting, and mindset stuff hits way harder than I expected. It's not really a golf podcast. It's more of a life podcast with golf stories mixed in.
Shout out, Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel, I couldn't have said that better myself. Well, I'm going to read several of these.
Yeah, go for it. These people...
Brandon L. from Phoenix, Arizona. Episode 10, which just came out today. So, I mean, good thing I got this.
Yeah.
Had me laughing more than I thought it would. The Nokia bit was gold. I'm about your age, so that whole segment hit home. What I like is that you can go from joking about old phones to talking about real life pressure and leadership without it feeling forced. That's a tough balance, but you pull it off.
Huh, these people are nice.
Yeah.
Do we have any hate mail?
Oh, let's see. Linda H. from Scottsdale, Arizona. Oh my God. I mean, we got 2 from Arizona. Joe, I recently came across your podcast, and while I appreciate the effort, I do have some concerns. I can just tell it's in this voice. The tone can come across a bit harsh at times, especially when discussing topics like parenting and work ethic. Not everyone has the same circumstances, and some of your comments feel overly generalized.
Womp womp.
Also, the audio quality in earlier episodes was distracting. Hold on.
Just wait for this episode.
Because episode 12 hasn't dropped. It was very distracting, and I would expect a higher level of professionalism if this is something you plan to grow. I'm not saying it's bad, but there's definitely room for improvement. I'll continue listening for now, but I do hope to see some adjustments made. Linda.
So you hate us, but you still listen.
Yeah. Thank you, Karen. I mean, Linda.
Hey, a fan's a fan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Haters gonna hate. All right. Here we go. Woo. Columbus, Ohio. Dustin K. This could be Dusty. Oh no, that's Ohio. I thought that was the start of it. Oh, Joe. That's Columbus, Ohio. The O is not. He didn't say that. I thought, oh my gosh, man. Joe, I'll be honest. I don't get the hype. Okay, I didn't realize we had a bunch of hype, but I'll take it. Feels like you're just saying obvious stuff about working hard and taking responsibility like it's groundbreaking. Also, not everyone wants to hear life lessons mixed into a golf podcast. Some of us just want golf. This is not a golf podcast.
Nope.
Dustin. And I'm sorry, but it is 2026. Obvious stuff like working hard and taking responsibility is groundbreaking. Okay. Wow. Eric W. from Buffalo, New York. This has got to be a Bills fan. Not trying to be rude. Everybody always says that right before they're rude. Not trying to be rude, but you really don't have the voice for podcasting. It's kind of distracting. All right. Eric, it's fair. I've been married for a long time and I've been told worse, yet here I am, still talking. All right. Brian C. from Sacramento, California. I'm kind of noticing a trend. New York, California. I don't know.
I can't say that.
Now we have to mute that. Oh my gosh, you can't say that. He didn't say anything. All right.
I'll take the mic from him.
This podcast feels like a guy who just discovered motivation videos and decided to start talking. Yeah, that's actually is what happened. I watched one video, got fired up, bought a microphone, and here we are, episode 12.
Isn't that how everybody gets their start, though?
I don't know. All right. I appreciate all the feedback. Real or fake, we don't discriminate. If it's funny, it's making the show. We would encourage you to submit your comments, or we're just going to keep submitting our show notes. Basically, I just upload the transcript to AI and go, give me some feedback on this. Well, what angle were you going for? So anyways, today's topic is conspiracy theories. The way we're going to do this, I can't remember if I wrote this down on notes, but what I thought we would do is, oh, wow, I got some good ones here. We'll take turns sharing our favorite conspiracy theory, and then we'll kind of rate it like, hey, that's believable. Yeah, I can get behind that. Or, yeah, I don't think so. Or, that might need some more research. So I will kick things off.
All right.
This is an ever popular one. The moon landing was faked.
Wow.
Oh, you were going to take that?
Yes.
This is the most popular thing of all time. core claim. Okay, so here's the stuff. The 1969 moon landing, Apollo 11, was staged by the United States government. We haven't been back to the moon in over 50 years after they went a couple times. So we had less computing power then than we have in a smartphone today. The American flag appears to move despite no atmosphere. Shadows in photos appear inconsistent. No visible stars. And then there was the Cold War pressure. We needed to beat the Russians. So when you hear this, you grow up like, yeah, you go to the moon. We've been to the moon. I'm sitting around, this is probably, 20 years ago. Me and Mom are sitting around and on Fox News, or not Fox News, but just Fox channel comes on, and it's like this conspiracy theory show. And the first thing is the moon, and we're like, oh my gosh, this is so stupid. And then we're like, And by the end of it, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's real anymore. So I don't know what y'all have heard about this. It's pretty popular nowadays. But Jay, thoughts on?
I'm a big believer in this conspiracy. Just like, first off, like, why wouldn't they lie to us? They lie to us about like everything. So like, boom, right there. NASA has already been proven to lie. Like, they zoomed in on a piece of pepperoni, posted it, and then got caught. It was a piece of pepperoni.
Oh, we need that.
They have one where it was supposed to be a picture of Mars. The guy found the exact picture. It's in Canada.
I remember that one. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
And so, like, why wouldn't they have faked this, right? And my reasoning is because of the Cold War.
Yeah, for sure.
The race for space or whatever.
Yeah.
And we couldn't get there, and they were close, so we staged it all.
Yeah.
Like, I bet we've probably been to the moon now, but that first one, I think that they faked that.
Yeah.
It just, like, nothing looks real. Like,
it looks out of this world.
It was like, first off, how did they get the video of the guy stepping onto the moon? Who was there before him videoing that? How did they get the little freaking car that's huge in there? Like, there's so many things that have holes in it, and it's just, I don't know.
Abby, thoughts?
I would say there's a lot of evidence or like a lot of arguments that can be had to argue for or against it. I personally haven't done any research on it, and so I'm kind of neutral on it, but I could very easily see it being faked. I could probably see it being faked more than anything.
So here's another thing. So I watched something just recently. I hope you can hear that beeping in the background. I watched this thing, and they were interviewing this astronaut. It's on YouTube, and the guy's a Christian, and he's like, I went to the moon. He's adamant. He's like, why would I lie about that? We went. I was there. He was maybe the second one, or he might have had to stay in the spaceship. That's the other thing that's crazy. Can you imagine? You go all the way to the moon. One dude stayed in the spaceship. Did you step on the moon? Nah, man. I just kind of stayed in there at the controls. So this guy was believable. You're like, yeah, okay. But then I started thinking, if the government came to you and said, this is a matter of national security, you're not going to fight a war, but it's a war of sorts. We are going to pay you to do all this. It's going to be a big photo shoot, because that's the thing. You know, there's multiple light sources and things like that. But it's a matter of your patriotism and your duty to your country. Would you lie and do that? No, I'm asking you. I personally would. Yeah, 100%. It's like, they're not asking me to go and kill somebody in war, which would be hard. If, World War II, World War I, Vietnam, all those things, which would be awful. You just want me to be a fake celebrity.
Yeah, literally. Tell people I've been to the moon.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Exactly.
And I would lie with a straight face, because I'm doing this for the good of my country.
Yeah.
Now, here's the one thing. I will say this, and this could be with the ones that are still faking it, okay? When they bring up the supporters of it, because I watch it and I go, I think I can get on board until they show the people that support it. They have like 2 teeth in their face and they're like, oh, I was like taken out of my backyard. And you're like, oh my gosh, I have nothing in common with that person right there. The dude, and if you watch this YouTube thing, it's just full of ugly people that live out of a trash can. And they're like, we didn't go to the moon. No. And then they're like, and grass isn't real. And you're like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm not associated with that. So I don't know whether it was real or faked. But
another thing is like, how did the president make a call up there?
Yeah, I know.
There's places on Earth we can't even get a phone call to. Like, what?
Not anymore. Elon Musk has Starlink everywhere. Okay. So it's definitely plausible in my mind that they could have faked it. I don't know where I'm at on it. I'm not. I mean, I love talking about it though. It's great.
Yeah. This better get people to comment. Like, if this episode doesn't, like,
well, we have to have people listening comment. All right, Abby, what do you think? Plausible?
I mean, I definitely think it could be fake. Like,
Yeah.
I
There
think
you go.
that could be a real.
There you go.
Machine.
Okay. Who's going to go next?
I can.
Okay.
Okay, my first one is, it's more so like they tell you that the sun causes cancer, and it doesn't. Basically, it's that since sunscreen was invented, skin cancer has skyrocketed. Now, I'm not saying that you don't need sunscreen, because there are natural sunscreens that are like non-toxic. Zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. Those 2 ingredients gives you a great sunscreen that isn't full of chemicals that get absorbed into your blood.
If I had known this is what you were going to bring up, I would have come in super sunburned with white tan lines and white forehead. All right, go ahead. Keep going.
But I would say that this, from the things that I've seen, the sun is good for you. You shouldn't get burnt. Once you get sunburned, like that's not good.
Yeah, because it hurts.
Well, and that can lead to skin cancer. But there's also the
Wait. So the sun
is extremely good for you as long as you're not getting burnt.
Okay.
So if you're going to get burnt, if you're going to be out for that long,
well, you can get burnt, just not like fried.
Down here in Texas.
But that's when you would use a natural sunscreen.
Okay, down here in Texas, you're going to burn in like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. So then you would use zinc oxide.
Yeah.
And titanium dioxide.
I did talk to a dermatologist one time, and they said all sunscreens are garbage except if they have zinc in them.
Mm-hmm. And then there's also the same companies that create the sunscreen are also the ones doing the treatments for skin cancer. So it's basically a win-win for them.
That's a good business.
cause cancer, cure it.
Yeah.
And then tell them to keep using your product that causes more of it.
That's incredible. So you're saying like getting burnt can cause skin cancer?
Yes.
Okay. But you're saying applying sunscreen over and over and over and over, the other chemicals besides zinc and whatever else could be causing the cancer?
Yes, they get absorbed into your skin and your blood.
Okay. Jay, where are you at on this?
My argument with that is like, why would God have the sun out there if we're just going to be out in the sun for 20 minutes, be burnt, and that can cause skin cancer? Right.
Well, I mean, if we want to get into this, but like before there was sin on the earth was perfect.
Yeah.
And then once sin came in, then came all the diseases through the curse.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, I think for you to be burnt to get skin cancer, it's got to be like...
Yeah, I don't know. I know here in San Antonio, we've had tons of golf instructors that have had skin cancer.
Sun 10 hours a day.
Correct. Yep.
There is also, you can, like, what you're consuming, your diet, greatly, like, it impacts your ability to tan or burn. So if you're eating all of these super high processed foods, not natural, if you're not getting your beta carotenes, which is in sweet potatoes, carrots,
Those little tiny carrots, baby carrots,
if you're not getting that,
baby carotenes,
then your skin is going to burn.
Okay, awesome. All right, yeah, that's fine. Jay, what do you got?
Yeah.
Moon landing.
Well, it's the main one I was going to bring up.
Okay, do you have anything else?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, that I can't.
Here's the ones I've got. I'm going to just list them, and then we can decide which one we want to talk about.
Sure.
Bigfoot. Flat Earth.
Oh.
Celebrity clones.
Oh, that yes. I want to talk about that one.
Okay, and then predictive programming.
Like, what do you mean by that?
Like movies and shows predicting real events.
Oh, like the
Simpsons. Yeah. And then I got some other ones. All right, celebrity clones. We all saw the thing with Jim Carrey that was like, God, he doesn't look real at all. And then everybody was calling it out, but nobody was like owning it. And it was like 3 days later, right? And then it's like, oh yeah, that was a lady that kind of does these impersonations and stuff. And I'm like, were they ever going to say anything?
And then like, where's Jim Carrey?
Yeah. Has he even made an appearance since then?
Mm-mm.
She looked like she had eaten Jim Carrey. I was like, yeah, that's crazy. And there's a bunch of other ones too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much we can say about
Yeah.
that.
It's just, it's wild.
Without going into.
But yeah, is it plausible?
100%.
Is it a clone or is it just surgeries and things like that?
I don't think it's a clone. I think it's somebody that they've done surgeries to make them look like that person.
Yeah. And it could be like those masks, Mission Impossible masks.
But like, I don't think we're far away from somebody being able to clone somebody and us not.
Well, they're trying to do it, which is like, I mean, we're not talking about cloning, but
if we talked about the
cloning, they try to.
Didn't they come out though with Jim Carrey and say like it was a mask?
Was it a mask?
That's what I heard. I heard it was a mask.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a woman. That's what I said.
Yeah.
She owned up to it.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, it was. Surgeries. You're right. Those masks are weird, man. If they could do that like they do in Mission Impossible, it's like, oh my gosh. So then down this rabbit hole, celebrity clones. Now we have AI creating all kinds of stuff because there's like marketing stuff that comes across, my Instagram all the time. And it's like, you could become anybody and do an ad. And I'm like, at what point are they start framing people? There's tons of sci-fi movies like this, but start framing people for murders and crimes. And, oh, we saw you. You were actually robbing that store. That wasn't me. Well, there's the video. That stuff's a little bit scary.
Yeah.
Okay. I got some others, but Abby, what else you got? Because you need to turn the mic. Remember, we're sharing a mic.
This one's kind of new. But so apparently in 2027, they are releasing a new Lyme vaccine. And suddenly now farmers like in the Midwest, they're finding boxes of ticks released into their fields. So we're about to have the worst tick season just in time for them to release a new vaccine.
For Lyme disease.
Mm-hmm.
We had ticks like crazy up in Indiana already. And I don't ever remember anybody having Lyme disease. Jimmy Walker had Lyme disease down here. I don't even know what it is. But I remember getting my hair cut in Indiana. And we were talking about Lyme disease. And the lady that's cutting my hair, she's like, she's this type, if she just hears about it and starts reading the symptoms, she had it. She was like, oh my gosh. And then I started feeling hot all over. And then she's like, I was sure I had Lyme disease. I just thought Lyme disease was like you eat something and everything tastes like a lime. Sorry, that was my dad joke of the segment. That would be actually kind of awesome, though. Oh, no. Well, like when people had COVID, everything tastes like Play-Doh.
Really?
Your Uncle Andrew lost his taste, and he goes, "It tasted like I was eating Play-Doh."
Do we want to
And
talk
I'm
about
like,
COVID?
and then I'm like, why do you know what Play-Doh tastes like?
You don't?
Well, yeah, I do, of
What?
course, but I mean, you're an adult. You're not supposed to
Every
admit it.
kid has tasted
Like, why are your teeth
Play-Doh.
blue?
Salty, man.
Okay, so let's see here. What about? I don't have this on here, but I hear all kinds of stuff on chemtrails up in the sky, and then let me see here. Okay, this you're gonna want to hear this one. Fast food meat and human DNA. Okay, you got to hear this one. This one's so good. This conspiracy theory suggests that major fast food chains, especially McDonald's, are secretly using meat that contains human DNA. According to the theory, this is not accidental, but part of a hidden system operating behind the scenes without public knowledge. This is great. I love reading these things. The theory claims that highly processed foods such as burgers and chicken nuggets contain ingredients that are not fully disclosed. Because the meat is ground, shaped, and heavily processed, supporters believe the original source becomes impossible to identify. This leads to the idea that alternative or unknown materials could be mixed in without detection. A central part of the theory is the belief that the fast food chains sell an enormous number of hamburgers every day, far more than the available cattle supply could realistically support.
That's true.
Supporters argue that the scale of production seems too large to be sustained by traditional farming alone. Because of this, they believe there must be an additional hidden source of meat being used to keep up with the demand. Many viral posts claim that independent lab tests have detected human DNA in fast food products. I mean, that could just be Billy who smashed his finger as he was making your double cheeseburger. These stories are often presented as leaked reports or suppressed findings. Screenshots, unnamed labs, secondhand claims are commonly used as supposed evidence. Supporters of the theory interpret this as proof that something unusual is present in the food supply. Some of the more extreme versions, this is my favorite, of the theory suggest a link between fast food production and missing person cases. It is claimed that disappearances are not random. Random? Man, like every time I do this, my lips stop moving. And I'm like, I start saying just stupid stuff. Okay, but part of the larger hidden system. Children and vulnerable populations are often mentioned in these claims. These ideas are usually shared in emotional or alarming content that implies a connection without direct evidence. The theory suggests that powerful corporations have the ability to control information and prevent the truth from being exposed. Whistleblowers are believed to be silenced, ignored, discredited, or ground up into a double cheeseburger. No. Media outlets are often accused of avoiding the topic or dismissing it to protect corporate interests. Well, we won't avoid this topic here. Another common theme is that the truth is hidden in plain sight. Because fast food is so common and widely accepted, supporters believe people do not question it. The scale of production and distribution is seen as perfect cover for something hidden within the system. Processed meats do not resemble its original source, making it easier to question what it contains. The massive scale of fast food production can feel overwhelming and difficult to understand. Distrust in large corporations and institutions adds to that belief. Real missing person cases create emotional weight that can be connected to the theory. Anyways, I, for one, do not believe this one.
Nah.
I think every movie, you can go through every movie where the villain is a lot of times a corporation. And that's easy to get behind, like, yeah, the man. But then it turns into this whole thing where every business is evil and bad. There's a movie called Soylent Green. It's so stupid. But all the older people I think it was like in the 60s or 70s, maybe 80s, but it's supposed to be taking place in the year 2000 or something like that. No, I think it's actually from the 50s, and it's supposed to be taking place in 1980 or something. Well, everybody's eating Soylent Green. It's all the food, and it's old people. They're like killing all these people, and he's like, Soylent Green is people, and it's gross. So I don't know. I'm not in on this one. I think it's too far fetched, but it is pretty funny.
But I'm sure there is a lot of things in those burgers that we don't know about. Well, I mean, did you see the McDonald's guy trying to eat a burger? That looked so like holy moly.
Yeah.
I can't be canceled. Just
little tiny bites.
I don't really think he took a bite of the actual burger.
The thing is, like, I like McDonald's.
I don't, especially after that guy.
Oh yeah, that was stupid.
Sorry.
All right, Abby, what's your thoughts on it?
I mean, most anything I hear, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised, especially everything you hear coming out of Hollywood.
Yeah.
And
so we're eating people. That's disgusting.
I mean, they do like child sacrifices and.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, but.
Wow. I mean, YouTube can't do anything anymore, but like, yeah, there's some wild alleged.
Yes.
This is alleged stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised, but.
What else you got on your list?
I have.
Let's do it.
No.
Let's go.
I have how basically, like, U.S. has the highest C-section rate.
Yeah.
Of all countries, and it's because, like, one. Allegedly, doctors make more off of a C-section.
It's easier.
And then they also, like, they're not willing to wait to trust the process. It always starts with something small. This is something I've been looking into because my doctor was already talking about inducing me. And I was like, there's literally no need. But they start because they want to induce, but then the drugs they use to induce make it so painful. So then you have to get the epidural. And then all those drugs cause distress to the baby's heart rate, and so it slows down. So then they have to do an emergency C-section, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, we saved your life."
Yeah,
but they caused the problem in the first place.
Yeah, I can get behind this because, well, we have 7 kids. We had Elijah and Abby in the hospital, Jehu, Destiny at home, Eve, Samuel, Arthur in the hospital. Home births by far were the best. We had a midwife, and that was great. So I remember mom never wanted to do an epidural, and this isn't any shame to anybody that's done these, but there's definitely some risk. I mean, they're injecting something in your spine, and she never wanted to do that. But I remember just people would be like, she had it all natural, and they would just like rip me like I'm this abusive husband. I'm like, it was her choice. But yeah, but she did have a C-section as well. And that was because Arthur was doing somersaults and wouldn't stop. I mean, he was sideways. He was breech. He was sideways. And we would have that. We had that like a lot with all of you guys. Like before you would go, the doctor would go. We had good doctors. The baby's kind of breech right now. We'd wait a week. Okay, now heads down. I mean, God kind of knows what he's doing and stuff. But with Arthur, that was like, oh my gosh, like he was flipping. He would not stop moving.
Yeah, there's definitely like a time and a place for them. It just doesn't need to be. I don't know the exact percentage, but I want to say it's like at least 30% of births.
Yeah.
Are C-section.
Oh, I bet it's higher than that.
And
I bet it's higher than that because you can just schedule an appointment and go and do it. But like I personally, I don't know how you feel, Jehu. I do not want to talk about this.
I don't either.
It's disgusting.
I said that before the podcast
because Mom and Abby can do their own little podcast
that nobody would watch.
Yeah, well, no, they probably would. I mean, they're finding it from somewhere, but there's a lot of fishy stuff going on there. Chemtrails and cloud seeding. They admit this, I guess, that they do cloud seed. They're trying to do this with weather. And I think even up Petrenko here, I saw this. Somebody posted it out there, and they have this like sonic thing that emits these sounds, and it's like a hail buster or something like that. Look it up. And because we get apocalyptic hail down here.
Yeah.
And somebody was posting it like, how do we have these over our neighborhoods? This is safe. And it's like it emits some type of, something.
That's weird.
Yeah, but I don't know if she had this on here because Mom did the research on this for me, but the cloud seeding, she had read a story and it was like in the 80s or something over like San Francisco or somewhere in California. And they actually did this. Do you know what I'm talking about? But they dispersed something through airplanes over the city, and everybody ended up with like sore throats and stuff after that. Mom had like, I asked her to get that one out because she was telling me about it. And I was like, yeah, that's weird. Oh, here it is. In September 1950, the U.S. Navy conducted Operation Sea Spray, a secret biological warfare simulation over San Francisco. This is true. You can look this up. This is bacteria something. And, oh, man. I mean, I can't even pronounce these things.
That's how you know.
Bacillus globally gloop were released. That's the scientific name, exposing a large portion of the population. The goal was to study how biological agents spread in a coastal city. Navy ships sprayed bacteria for 6 days near the Golden Gate Bridge. Impact: most residents turned into raging liberals. No. No, that wasn't it. Most residents were likely exposed. 11 infections reported. 1 death. Edward Nevin died. Classified. It was hidden for over 25 years until it was revealed in 1976. And I think there was some lawsuits and all kinds of crazy stuff. Isn't that wild? Yeah. So, and it's stories like that you go, that's why I believe everything.
Exactly, because they lie to us about anything they can.
Everything's plausible. But is it real?
I do have one more.
Okay.
Have you heard about like the weather being controlled?
I literally just said that.
No, but the
cloud seeding.
That's like
Okay, go ahead. You need to talk into your mic.
They do it in I believe it's Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
And that's why they have like amazing weather there all the time.
It's like 140 degrees there. Speak into the mic. Do not look over at me. Speak into the mic because
I don't have a ton of like research on this one, but it's just something that's
like, perfect for this show.
But it's something that like I've been hearing about. And then back when we had this like the floods.
Yeah.
And like the way that the storms were moving.
That came from Abu Dhabi.
No. This is just like they know that they do it there.
Okay.
But then where the way the storms were moving,
yeah,
and then they completely stopped, but there was nothing there to stop them.
Yeah.
And then like all the flooding happened, and then suddenly they moved, and then there was plans that, like I think it's Fredericksburg, and they have plans to make it into like a smart city.
Yeah.
But they needed things to be destroyed first.
Oh.
And then they were doing it to Austin too. And then it was like, oh, and then Austin got hit with.
I've heard these things. I've heard these things too.
That's
I don't know.
I find it hard to believe, but it's also something I want to.
Well, like we've had movies for years about things like this, so it's not like in theory, it's not that far fetched. I don't personally believe man is that powerful to dictate the weather. Are they trying? Oh, I guarantee they're trying.
Oh,
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, they'll make up any crisis to serve their, agenda, whatever that is, controlling our lives, getting us all on, 800 square foot houses and no freedom, no trucks,
no guns.
Yeah. No guns, no trucks, no freedom, no life. So, yeah, I don't know. I know a lot of people were in on that after they had the floods last year, but we had the floods like that in the 80s. Yeah. And I think you could go back like on weather disasters in like the start of 1900. I can't remember if it was then or it was back a little earlier than that. There was a massive earthquake in the Midwest and it caused the Mississippi River. It was so bad. It was like going like this. It swallowed up towns, and it caused the Mississippi River to start flowing backwards, which is insane. If that happened now, that would be, we knew it. This global warming, those, for years, and it's not even that anymore. I think it's like climate change, or the icebergs are melting, or polar bears don't have any food. I'm not sure what all it is. But yeah, I mean, I think there's goofiness going on in all of that, but I'm definitely not a believer that they can control the weather, because I think too many capitalists would get involved in that and go like, all right, yeah, let's make it rain down here in San Antonio. Like we need some water bad.
Yeah.
So any other thoughts or anything? We're probably going to have a part 2. Hopefully the sound worked out okay on this one, but we'll do a part 2 with another actual mic. I need to get a different soundboard.
Yeah, I'm sure my mic randomly paused a couple times.
Yeah. Hey, I want you to comment. I want you to tell us what your conspiracy theory is. Comment on our takes on it, and hate us, love us. Doesn't matter. Just give us some feedback, or we're forced to turn to AI. It is taking over the world. I mean, how many comments do you think on just actual like YouTube channels and stuff? I saw one guy got busted for, I'm just not even going to remember what it is. He's going to jail though, but he was using like AI to simulate trades and things like this. He made like $8 million over so many years, and nothing was real.
Wow.
All right. This has been episode 12. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Hello. You're still there. Great. Hit like, subscribe, make sure the bell's on. You won't miss another one of these fantastic episodes.